Yep.
Hi, Jason and Jamie. My name's Tim Glore. I'm going to be giving you your tour of your trailer. It has one 12-volt battery on the front of the trailer, one 20-pound propane cylinder, which is full of propane, except for what we use to service the trailer. It does have a 7-way holder on the tongue of the trailer to keep the 7-way up off the ground so it doesn't get corroded in water. Also has a battery disconnect to keep the 12-volt refrigerator from pulling from the battery if you're not using it, and also has the BAL jacks on the 4 corners. And the blocks, the Anderson blocks, are available in store for your purchase if you want them. Here again in the front compartment. On this side over here, there's really nothing on it. On the other side, there'll be 2 handles. One for the balance jacks underneath the 4 corners of the trailer, and one for the tongue jack on the front of the trailer. In the bigger boxes, there is a grill, a griddle holder, and a tabletop. We'll see more about them on the other side. Freshwater tank fills at the top, drains at the white cap underneath just inside the frame. Then you also have your city water connect that you can hook to with the water hose and regulator and never have to fill the tank. Work right off the water hose supplying water to the trailer. Hot water heater outside is next. Hot water heater is going to be electric and gas. The electric switch is going to be on the inside, and so is the gas switch on these. I always make sure that I have water coming out of the top of it before I turn on electric or gas. It also has a drain plug down here, 1 1/16 socket takes it off. That is where you'll drain the hot water heater for winterizing and dewinterizing and in between trips on the trailer. I'll have to show you the switches when we get to the inside, but you do have 2 low water drain points right here in front of the axle. The red side is the hot side of the water system. The blue side is the cold side of the water system. The lug nuts on the trailer have been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. The tires are air ducted pressure, which is 50 pounds on the side of them cold. In the tires, they have the nitro gas instead of having air. If you're out on the road and one would happen to come low, you can put air in on top of it. But if you want the pure nitro fuel, you have to take it back to like a Plaza Tire or a car dealership and have them suck the air back out and put the gas back in. The connection right up here at the top is for the stove vent. For the stove vent to work properly, the 2 tabs on the inside have to be pulled out. Allows the flapper to flap, but when you travel, you'll want to have that pushed back in. Outside of the furnace is next. I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over the outside of the furnace for the simple fact that the mud dauber screen is less than 20 bucks to put onto the trailer. It's $125 an hour for every hour that I have to take the furnace out and clean the mud daubers out of it. Once the furnace has been lit on propane, mud daubers love that smell, and they'll go in there and they build their little dirt nest on the inside, which cuts your airflow down to your burn chambers. Really worth its weight in gold if you ask me. Black tank flush can be used when you're dumping your holding tanks. Hook a water hose and a pressure regulator up to it. Once the black tank's drained, turn water pressure onto it. It has a little aerator on the inside that spins around and cleans more of the debris, toilet paper debris, out of the inside of the tank. Where the sewer cap goes on, sewer hose hooks on just like the cap does. The 2 valves in the back, the black one is your toilet water. The gray one is your bathroom sink, shower, and your kitchen sink water. Once you have both tanks open, then you can hook your black tank flush up and clean out the inside of your black tank. Park cable and satellite hookup above the 110 plug-in. That is your cord for the trailer. Plugs in here, goes in, makes a quarter of a turn, and tighten up the black knob. The hose is 25 to 30 foot long.
A quarter percent of my money through rock, because everything else
Does have a backup camera up on top. The backup camera is prepped for a backup camera, but it does not have it on it yet. They're available in the store too, and I ain't exactly sure the prices, but there's 3 different versions of that. It does have a spare tire on the back that's aired up to pressure, but it's not been torqued on, it's been put on with a wrench. There's also a ladder for going up and checking the roof. My theory on the campers is the roof is the life expectancy of the camper. It doesn't hurt to check them every 90 days to make sure there's no kind of damage to the roof up on top. The quicker you can repair damage on the roof, the better off you are, and the longer your trailer will last. The roof is the life expectancy of the trailer. As we start down this side here, it does have a storage compartment underneath the bunk. That if you wanted to store bikes inside of here, locks it over here on the side, locks it into place. Then you have a pretty good sized storage area here if you wanted to put 2 bikes in there, or an extra grill, anything you need to go camping. And that is a fire escape window, since it's in the bunk area. As we start down the side here, it does have a place for the griddle, a table, gas line that hooks up to the griddle, comes out of this compartment right here. Comes out and hooks to the bottom of the grill. Does have a T-line on it. For the griddle to have gas coming to it, that line has to be in line with it to work. Does have a 110 outlet on the outside of the trailer that is protected by the GFI inside by the bedroom. Also has a port sprayer, blue hose that connects to this, that gives you cold water on this side of the trailer. Porch light is 2 different shades. You got a bright light and an amber light. On the switch, amber lights to the bottom and the bright lights to the top, and it's off in between. Front compartment up here is where your griddle will be. Your port spray hose that hooks to your port spray over there and gives you cold water on this side of the trailer. The little handle goes for the electric jack on the tongue of the trailer. The bigger handle goes for the 4 balance jacks on the corners. Griddle's in the box, and so is the table. They'll all connect to the bar on the side of the trailer. Once the trailer's on site, level from side to side by using the plastic blocks underneath the wheels, and in the front and back underneath your balance jacks, using the tongue jack to get your front to back level. The next thing is the steps. For the steps to fit properly, you'll push in on the handle here, let the leg slide all the way in. Once you pull the blue handle out, on the steps, the main thing is it has to lay flat in the threshold. That gives you your proper fit for your door over the top of it. And then your awning. We'll have to show you more about the awning when we go to the inside. As I step up into the unit, it does have a working fire extinguisher on the right hand side as I step in. And I'm going to go ahead and run that awning out. Got to close this door a little bit. We'll run the awning out so the skirt and the tail hangs down. On the awning, there is a pinch point on both arms that you can come back to and pull down against. That brings the pitch of the rain coming off this corner here. You can do that same thing to the front arm up front and put the pitch of the rain coming off the front. Before the awning rolls back up, it has to be pushed back up until it's straight in line with itself. You can do the same thing to the front arm. It has a pitch point on it too. All you gotta do is pull down on it, and it puts the pitch of the rain coming off this corner of the awning. But before you roll it back up, it has to be pushed back up, straight up and down. as we come back in here. One more light switch down here at the bottom. When you turn it on, it turns a set of LED lights on the front cap of the trailer. Your awning switch runs your awning in and out. Awning lights, the red light will come on it. And on your porch light, it has two different colors. Amber, and the top is the bright light. Off in the middle. Then you can come into the trailer, turn the interior lights on. All of them has push buttons in the center. So you can suggest which lights you want on or which ones you don't want on. As we come across the tabletop, it does come off the two pedestals, goes down between the two benches. The two back cushions come across the tabletop to make a smaller bed. Since it is a bedded area, there is a fire escape window in behind it. Thermostat for the AC and furnace is on the wall. We'll go through that real quick. It's off in the lower right hand corner. When you first turn it on, it gives you your fan speed: low, high, AC, low, auto, and high. Then you'll dial your temperature down for what you want your AC to bring the trailer temperature down to. Hit the mode button one more time and it should say heat in the lower left hand corner. Hit the mode button one more time and it should say off in the right hand corner. So we're going to turn it back on, turn the air back on real quick. And then you'll dial your temperature down for it. On your monitor panel up here at the top, it does have three lights that are heat pads underneath each one of the holding tanks: the fresh, the gray, and the black. The switch right beside that is the electric side of the hot water heater for turning the hot water heater on electric, which you want to make sure that the pop-off valve has water coming out of it on the outside before you turn it on electric or gas. You come down to the bottom part of the monitor panel. When you turn the hot water heater on there, red light comes on. As soon as the red light goes off, it goes through two lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it does not light, the gas light will come right back on. The red button beside that is the water pump switch that turns the water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucets. If we step up to where it says battery, it's showing you fully charged. Anytime the 110 line's plugged in, it'll show you fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have the 110 line unplugged and then push your battery button. Freshwater tank shows that there's 2/3 of the tank of water in the freshwater tank. Black tank is empty and the gray tank is empty. As they fill, they'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Each one of the bunk areas has a light above it and a USB port on the wall. In the bathroom area, there is a light switch on the wall that turns the light above us on. Knurled knob in the fan in the top cranks the fan up, and there's 4 settings for the fan speed and an off button for the fan. Down here on the wall, it also has solar panels up on the roof. This just shows you what the solar panels are putting out to the battery. On a sunny day, they should put anywhere from 13.6 to 13.2. When the battery's full, it'll also say full on there, so it doesn't have to take power from the solar panels to the battery. Shower has a water repurposer on it, so that when you're taking a shower, you can turn it off, and when you turn it right back on, you have the same temperature of hot and cold water mix as you had when you shut it off. Has a single foot flush on the front of the toilet. Push halfway down, fills the bowl. Push all the way down, fills and dumps. It does have a 110 outlet on the side of the cabinet that is protected by the GFI, which is in the front bed area. It does have a medicine cabinet, 2 shelves on it. In the front cabinet here, there is also a lockbox and a Bluetooth speaker inside the lockbox. The same key that does the front door and outside compartments does the lockbox too. On the furnace, when the furnace lights, you can look right through the front grill. There is a glass eye in there, and you will be able to see the blue flame burning in the burn chamber, so you do know that it lights. Within about a minute's time past that, it will heat up and blows heat out the front of the furnace. On the refrigerator, it has an on and off button to turn it on and off. Select which one you're looking at for the refrigerator or the freezer. The temperature settings can be changed from 1 to 5 and should be run about 3 on both settings. That way your ice water freezes in the top but does not freeze in the bottom. If you go all the way to the right hand side to the little moon, in the nighttime you can turn it to that setting. Since there's nobody going to be going in and out of the refrigerator, it makes the refrigerator run quieter and maintains its temperature better. Pretty good size space, top and bottom. You can almost see the smoke coming out. On the stove vent up at the top, does have a light for stovetop cook. Also has a fan. For that fan to work properly, the 2 tabs on the outside have to be opened up. On the glass stovetop, lifts up out of the way, turn to the high light position, light with a long lighter or match. Microwave convection oven. Pretty well, has a clock button on it. Set that, we'll set the clock for 2:30. Hit the clock button again till the 2 center eyes is flashing. The reason I set that is so that I can tell for any reason the trailer would lose 110 power coming to it, it won't have the right time. If it doesn't have the right time, first thing I do is go to my refrigerator and check my food supply on the inside. It also has a breaker box down here at the bottom that is marked with your 110 breaker. Starting to the left, going to the right is your main air conditioner, hot water heater, microwave, GFI, and converter. Car fuses from this side over here start out at the top with the furnace, bath fan, range, LP, lights, awning motor, and battery for the refrigerator. And they're marked from the top coming down. Does have a working LP detector and carbon monoxide detector. If for any reason it smells LP, it'll give you that sound. And if it's carbon monoxide, it'll give you that sound. 4 beeps 2 times in a row. Does have a working central vac. Foot floor. You sweep your trash up here to the door, lift up on it. Automatically sucks it in. Does have a bag in behind the canister here. The bags are available through the paperwork that's inside the drawer. Light above the sink has to be turned on by hand. We do have a 12 volt TV and a 12 volt booster that goes between the antenna and the TV. In the bunk area up at front, you do have a 110 outlet on either side. The one on the right hand side is your GFI outlet. The little light switch here at the top left hand side turns your 2 cabinet lights on inside the cabinets. Then you have a USB port on either side of the couch. The couch will butterfly down into a bed. Once the couch is down, it does have an arm here that you can pull the pin loose and lay the Murphy bed down. There is still a light on either side of the bed that can be turned on by hand for reading, and a big picture window at the front. Here again, all you got to do is lift up on the bed, slides up out of the way, clicks into place, lifts back up, folds back into the couch. The green light over here by the 110 outlet is for the inverter that is in the trailer. That will turn your inverter on and off. The inverter sits just underneath the couch on the right hand side. Air conditioner vent vents out both ends of the air conditioner. Does have 2 foam filters up in here that can be took out and periodically cleaned. We're going to go back up to the cabinet. There is a remote for the TV. There is a Bluetooth speaker that you can Bluetooth from your phone to the speaker for music. And a rack that goes up on top. Should have 2 sets of straps in there for the kayak rack up on top. All the rest of the paperwork is right there. 2 sets of keys to the trailer. The gray key does the front door lock and deadbolt, does the back compartment door lock and deadbolt, and does your 2 front compartments. The blue key takes the cap off the end of the luggage rack up on top. The silver key that's there with it takes the whole rack off the top. Most important piece of paper in the whole trailer. If for any reason any of the appliances do not last for a year, when you call to have a warranty, the first thing they're going to ask you for is the manufacturer, model, and serial number. This paper here has all the components that's in the trailer, manufacturer's names, model numbers, and serial numbers. Most important piece of paper in the trailer. They do give you a little chemical for the toilet and instructions on how to clean it. And then all the rest of the paperwork that's found in the trailer is in the yellow bag. That's basically about everything on the trailer. If you ever have any questions, we're just a phone call away. We will answer any of your questions to the best of our knowledge. If you ask me a question that's too technical I can't give you an honest answer to, I give you back to Craig and he can call the manufacturer of the trailer and they'll give you the honest answer. But remember, we're just a phone call away. That's all you got to do. If you got a question, just call. Thank you.